Hello and welcome to another edition of Ideal with Neil News Market Update. Hope you had a fantastic Christmas holidays and looking forward to a great new year here in 2026. All right, let's get right at it. Before I get into the 2025 year in review, just wanted to touch on December stats. You can see as they are attached here. I won't get too deep into them, but basically, as expected, sales were down, inventory was down, just with December being, getting closer to Christmas. We anticipated a slowdown there, and based on what had happened in the previous couple months, it certainly was looking like that. And it was not an exception. Average sale price did bump up a little bit, but I think that's more attributed to just fewer sales. All it takes is a few big sales in there when we have, so few sales that it can change the average a little bit there. So, all right, let's get into 2025 year in review. Okay, so first off, it should be noted that we had pretty decent expectations, if you remember back to the beginning of the year, as far as sales and prices. Both prices and rates had come down in 2024, and we knew there was still a lot of pent-up demand from buyers. What we didn't anticipate was how quickly talk as well as implementation of tariffs and the resulting economic uncertainty would play into things. Very quickly we saw buyers taking a more cautious approach, and although the spring market was decent, the rest of the year saw an erosion of both sales and prices as inventory increased. So let's jump into the market stats here for a visual of how this all played out. First, we'll start with the average sale price for all properties. As we can see, in January, the average sale price was $754,000, and after a bit of a run up in the spring, we can see it ended up at $716,000 in December. Again, this is for all of Waterloo Region and all types of properties. When we look at single family homes, we started off in January at $882,000 and fell to $839,000. As you can see in the graph there, a far cry from where we were at the height of the market in 2022, with single detached averaging just under 1.2 million. As for townhomes, the average sale price was $632,000 in January. And again, after a brief run up in the spring, the average sale price continued to fall throughout the rest of the year, ending up at $568,000 in December. As for condominiums, things were no different, starting out with an average sale price in January at $470,000 and a pretty drastic fall by the end of the year at $366,000 in December. Again, this should come as no surprise based on my market updates throughout the year. There just was a real problem with being able to sell condos last year, no investors to speak of, and it just was tough sledding for condo sellers. When we look at actual sales of all properties, you can see we started out at 334 sales in January and ended up roughly the same at the end of the year at 306 in December. However, you can really see the run up through the spring market and then falling off in the summer and continuing to do the same the rest of the year. As far as inventory goes, homes for sale mirror the sales pattern in that we have 1,233 properties for sale in January and ended up at 1,185 in December. Again, in the spring, we ran inventory up to well over 2,000 listings, which was pretty constant until later in the year when sellers became exhausted and took their properties off the market, with many expected to relist in the new year here. As for listings themselves, we saw 920 new listings hit the market last January. And again, that new listings just kept coming and coming and matching the inventory. And towards the end of the year, it was not quite the fall off, as the concept of canceling or expiring the listing and then relisting the property at a new price ended, and then overwhelming majority just did not relist towards the end of the year. So what's in store for 2026? Who knows? I suspect that we'll definitely see a lot of new listings coming on the market here in January, February. All those listings that didn't sell last year, overwhelming majority are probably going to be coming back on the market here in short order, and we'll have to see what they do with their pricing. That'll go a long way to see what happens with the buyers. I know there's a lot of buyers out there who would still like to do something, and certainly it's got to be enticing to see the prices, have come down so much over the course of last year. Interest rates are still pretty decent, so I think for buyers out there who have a bit more certainty with their jobs and have a comfort level that way, I would think that there'll be a decent amount of those that will be jumping into the market here in the not too distant future. So, but again, we'll just have to see how it all plays out. I think that's about it for now. So as always, if I can answer any questions, by all means, just reach out. Again, thanks for all your referrals last year. Always appreciate the help that way. And this year, no different. If I can help anybody with, buying and selling, certainly my experience from doing this in the 90s and navigating this similar market, I think can be helpful. So yeah, if you know of anyone who's looking to buy or sell in 2026, by all means, feel free to pass my name on. Take care. Bye for now.